So we get asked this question all the time, which is, should I start with organic or should I start with paid? Everyone has an opinion about this, but there's a decision framework that you should use, and it's based on your goals, your budget, and your timeline. So let's break down what the difference between organic and paid is for anybody that might not know this. So Joanna, you being the DOO, Director of Operations,
I do.
can you, can you tell me about organic?
Yeah, so organic is what you're posting on your pages that doesn't have any ad spend behind it. So you are reaching an organic audience, meaning you're following. You can sometimes reach people beyond your following, but it's essentially that's how we differentiate between what's ads and what's just on your page. We call it organic. So it does not have any money behind it, posting it to your following, and you're growing your page organically.
Nice. And then paid. So paid is the other side of that
Yeah,
bucket,
paid is the
which,
opposite. So, paid is advertising, you're putting money behind it. And I think the deeper version is that you can choose who you're targeting. When you have dollar spend behind your creative, you can select and fine tune where you're spending that money, what eyeballs you're paying for.
yeah. And when paid is run properly, it's run on an ads manager, not necessarily boosted. Now, boosting's nice, right? Because, you get those vanity metrics, more people, some eyeballs on it. Maybe you get a couple of more likes. A lot of the times those people are in a different country and probably not going to be true brand ambassadors to you. So I think that's a big differentiator is running true paid campaigns and doing it in a professional manner is typically run on one of the ad managers. That could be Meta Ads Manager, TikTok Ads Manager, etc. Right? We have
Yeah.
people come to us and talk about that and the difference of that all the time. So it is, if you are running paid, your money goes a lot further with an ads manager. Wonderful. Jason, you had so much input there. I was just taken
Well,
back.
we
I don't
covered
know.
it.
I'm the
I might
That's
need
boss.
to
why he
use
chose
AI. I
us.
might
I
need,
I just
I
sit
might need
back
to,
and watch you guys do your thing.
That's
I might
right.
need to use AI to decipher the knowledge chunks that you just want.
You're welcome.
Yes, appreciate that. Cool. So the next point is the decision framework. So there's a framework what we typically ask. There's a couple of questions we ask, which is what is your primary goal? Your primary goal is going to dictate what you're doing. So if you're looking to build brand awareness and trust, organic first. If you're looking for lead gen sales right away, you're talking about paid first. Community building, organic. Recruiting and employer, that's kind of a bit of both, right? We've had some success with that in the past, running recruiter ads for Baptist Health. Who else?
Green Bay
Uh,
Converting,
Burwood?
Phoenix. Yeah, not Burwood so much as PPLP, a fish processing company. We've done recruiting a fair bit. And I think I just want to say that the key word here is first. I think they're both essential to any successful social media strategy. But if you have to kind of funnel your budget into one or the other first, then this is where the framework applies.
100%. Exactly. Exactly. But what's the timeline? If you're looking for results in the first 30 to 90 days, definitely you want to have paid. If you're looking at building a strong brand that's going to last for months and years, organic first.
Yeah, I think part of it too
Product.
depends on I mean, the problem if you're selling, $5, $10, $15 turn and burn products that nobody has to think about, and you want to get that machine running, then paid obviously makes a lot of sense. If you're selling window installs or large ticket items where people are taking a lot of time to make a decision, you better have really good shit on your social media channels because people are vetting you out. They're validating, they want to know that you're a subject matter expert or what you do differently. And, you
Yeah.
need to, the whole goal is to kind of get their attention, but then also hold that attention by putting cool shit out that increases the likelihood of them wanting to consider you for that larger purchase.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, obviously, the more expensive the product or service, the more trust that needs to be built.
Yeah.
And then the last thing is the questions is budget. So what's the budget that people have that you're starting with? And if you have a limited budget but you have time, organic's a great place to start. There's a lot of things you can do there. There's a lot of groups that you can get into, Reddit threads that you can be of value, not spammy, but you can be of value and answer people and you can get in front of people that way. If you do have budget and you need that speed, if you got a need for speed, what movie was that in? Is
Top
that
Gun.
Speed?
Lightning
Or what?
McQueen.
Top Gun. Oh my God.
Top
How is
Gun.
like
Good Lord.
most iconic movie ever? If you got a need for speed, ads are the way to go. So those are the three questions we usually ask. So again, to reframe those one more time. Question one, what's the primary goal? Question two, what's the timeline? Number three, what is the budget? So if you need leads yesterday, paid's your answer. If you're playing the long game, organic builds the foundation and makes paid work better. So let's give some real scenarios here and talk about some of the things that we've seen in real life.
So I think something that is also overlooked is that if it's not all or nothing, one or the other. So when we're talking about paid advertising, you still need ad creative, and that's where organic is going to come into the picture. So typically for what we do, organic is the more time heavy activity or deliverable. And that's because so much goes into the creative for the content, but then that helps us save time when it comes to the creative for advertising, because we're basically having the ads team pick and choose from this content library the best that would work in advertising. So if you are a startup and you only have budget for organic content for now, don't have the budget to spend on advertising, just know that you are building a library of possible ad creative to use later down the line when maybe you do have money for advertising, and then you can kind of see what works best with your audience and your following without spending too much money.
I think
Yeah,
most of the companies
great
that
point.
that are successful on social media have an understanding that you kind of need both, you know. I mean, you can throw money at paid and kind of get some things going, but if you're really serious about growing and scaling a business, you have to have a plan around putting out good, great content consistently. That doesn't
Mm,
mean it has to be every day. And it doesn't mean that you have to, there's not one solution to that. Like either you have people internally that can help you navigate that and create that, or you got to go out and get some help with it. One way or another, though, I think the most successful agency relationships are the ones where, as a client, you're still an active participant. You know, you're still the subject matter expert and you're still involved in the process. And the best analogy to make it is just like putting fuel in a car. The car's not going to run if you don't, if you constantly have to invest in putting fuel in a car for it to run. Same thing with social. You have to continuously put things out there and always think quality over quantity. You know, there used to be differing opinions. You know, you'll get Gary Vee, who's has traditionally said, you know,
yep,
post all of the time, every day. And that's not realistic. You know, most small business, it's not going to happen. Take more
yep.
time, do good shit, and, you know, put it out consistently. Maybe that's once or twice a week, whatever it is. As long as it's great and it's a good reflection of what you do and separates you from the pack, those things are the things that are inevitably going to build, you know, an audience that is passionate about what you do and is going to buy from you frequently or refer you to others, you know. So you have to keep at it.
Nice. I like the little Gary V call out there. Are you challenging Gary? Should Gary come on the pod here and
If
talk
it
to
was
us?
up if it's up to Gary, everybody would be posting, you know, 3 to 5 times a day, but it's just not, you know, not everybody's wired
Yeah,
like that. You know, it's
yeah.
just time, lack of
It's just
expertise, whatever.
yeah,
You
it's
know,
tough. I mean, clearly Gary knows what he's doing,
of course,
but
but you know,
it's
he's
just
also
not.
got
It's
plenty of
you can only
resources.
yeah, you can only do so much with your own personal sources. And hey, it's always progress over perfection, right?
Yeah,
Crawl, walk, run. It's better to put out a couple of pieces of great content rather than not do it at all. So,
yeah.
get in the game, have fun with it, low barrier to entry, and and then do your thing. So in closing, if you're not sure what path is the right path for your business, that's exactly what Discovery is for. You need to go in, have a real look and a talk with your internal team, figure out where you guys are as far as your primary goal, as far as your timeline, and as far as your budget goes. And that'll really be the North Star to help guide you towards the correct answer of would you would you, should you, could you, would you, should you do organic and pay it, or paid and then organic? Tell me how that works out for you.